Okay, guys, we're going to talk about something very scary here today, and it's about following your fear. Because following your fear is exactly the indicator of where you are meant to go. You know that saying of slay the dragon, get the gold? Slay the fear, get to your dreams. And I think the best way to look at this is realizing that your fear represents what is most important to you, so that there is a really good reason to be following that fear, so that every single day you should be doing something that scares you a little bit until your life becomes very scary. And that is a joke, but it is also really the truth. Because the reason that you feel so much fear about an unanswered call or about an unrealized dream, something you've always wanted to do, is because it's important to you. You can't lie about that. If you feel so much fear about it, that's because it's something that means a lot to you, and the failure of it would be crushing. But that is no reason to stop, because the reason you feel so much fear is because the ego is doing its job perfectly of trying to block you from getting hurt. The ego does its job by trying to keep you in a safe place so that you don't have to experience being rejected. You don't have to experience the crumbling of the ego's identity when you do fail at something. It doesn't have to experience being isolated and alone. It doesn't have to be experienced being made fun of. Right? These are all experiences that many of you have had from childhood that you don't want to recreate because of how horrible it felt. And those experiences live inside your body to this day as either conscious or unconscious memory, but it makes you tighten up. It makes you activate inside and go, oh no, I don't think I can do that thing. And you start running all these beliefs and thoughts about the reasons why you shouldn't do it, about why you can't do it, about why you can't handle it, why you're not capable enough. And then you just get exhausted and you shut down and you redirect your focus somewhere else. Does that sound familiar? So that is not a reason to not go there, though, because the fear is the bodyguard trying to protect you from something scary. But that thing that is scary is actually really important that you do it. That a lot of the core wounds that we experience and a lot of the fear that we have is all in direct correlation to what we are meant to be doing the most. So if you are really afraid of being seen by a lot of people, of public speaking, then I bet you odds are that the thing that you really want to be doing involves some sort of extreme visibility or speaking in front of a lot of people. So all the more reason that you follow the fear, that you listen to the call, because the brightest, shiniest treasure has the most protection around it. And by protection, I mean the ego. I mean all those programs that are running that are trying to keep you away from that. So I wouldn't say, go do it all in one day. Go and jump off the cliff and then scare yourself and then shock your nervous system and then come running back and then don't try it again. That doesn't work because that's too much all at one time. But what I am saying, what so many say too, is follow your fear. Do something scary every day incrementally. So that, yeah, the joke can be then you'll have a scary life because you're doing something scary every day. But the point is it becomes less scary, because as you prove to yourself that it's possible, then you talk yourself out of all those false beliefs that say that it's not possible, that it's too scary, that you can't handle the repercussions if it doesn't go the way that you want it to go. So same way as when you go to the gym, if you want to have a bodybuilder body, say that fast 10 times, you're not going to start at 250 pounds. You're going to start at whatever is reasonable for your muscles at that moment, whatever is reasonable for your nervous system. So the same thing goes for slaying the big, bad, bold, and beautiful ego identities that try and keep you safe, that you can't shock yourself out of something because you'll just ricochet yourself back to it. Just like in the gym, you can't go and lift 250 pounds because you're going to freaking pull all these muscles and then end up back in bed, and then you're probably not going to want to go back to the gym ever again because now you have this really traumatic memory associated with it. So don't do it all and jump off the cliff in one moment, but do it incrementally, that each and every day you just slightly push the boundary of what's comfortable for you, so that when you look back in 6 months or a year, you can really see all the progress that you've made that was stretching you, but it wasn't shocking you into a state of, oh my fucking God, I can't do this. So then you realize that then it is possible. You're actually rewiring your subconscious, your nervous system, your conscious beliefs to proving to yourself that it is possible, that it is safe, that you are capable, that you are still being loved, you are still being supported, you still got your own back, right? You do it incrementally so that you can slowly rewire all the beliefs that were trying to hold you back out of safety and show yourself, well, it's been working so far. I've been doing it now for a month, 2 months, 6 months, a year, and look at how far I've gone. I've had to do the same thing. I'm existing as a channel, and I didn't start as just channeling from day one, doing it in front of, hundreds of people. I would love to get to that place of being on a big stage and doing these talks and channeling. But I know that just wasn't possible for me with the beliefs that I held, with the fears that were running in my mind about the fear of being seen. What would people think? Would I lose the people in my life? Would I completely lose at my chance of finding my forever mate because they would think I'm weird for it? Like feeling like I needed to perform a certain level of my identity in order to be accepted. So I had to work with where my beliefs were by doing it incrementally. I started with small groups of people that, were like trusted people. I started with one-on-ones. Then I had to stop, like that got too much, right? So I had to kind of go and come back. It was not easy. And then I got to a place where I was able to open up an Instagram. And then I did videos. I pushed myself. I said once a week. I had to post once a week on that Instagram page. And obviously there wasn't a lot of progress there, but for me, it was just pushing the boundary of being more comfortable, putting my messages online, letting more people see me. And then once a week started to turn into twice a week. And then it started to turn into every day. Then I was inspired and I started a TikTok page only like 8 months ago. And then that was really exciting. And because I had been practicing on Instagram once a week for the few months prior to that, the TikTok didn't seem so unmanageable, and it started to get more reach. I got hundreds and thousands and hundreds of thousands of people seeing my videos, but it felt okay. It wasn't shocking me into oblivion. And so then I started posting every day because it actually started to be fun. I wasn't afraid of being seen anymore because I was using my beliefs and proving to myself and saying, look, I can actually do this. And look, I'm getting such a positive response. And look, nothing bad's happening. So I just kept doing it and getting that momentum going. And then YouTube was the next thing where I started with doing longer form YouTube videos. And then I thought, I don't know if I can do that yet. Like, am I going to run out of things to talk about? I don't know if I have that ability to talk for 20, 30, 40 minutes. And then I started to do it. I did it once a month. And for a while, I kind of lost track of it. And then I started to do it twice a month. And then I started to do it every week. And then it's like sometimes now I'm doing it multiple times a week because it's become fun. I'm no longer holding the resistance of, well, what am I going to talk about? Or what are people going to think of me? And can I really hold, a stream of consciousness for that long? And then it was doing full-on channeled videos where it's not even really me. It's a channel transmission. Would people like that? What would people think? Now it doesn't matter to me, but I had to do it all incrementally. That's what I'm trying to say from all this long spieling. Is you don't need to do it all right now, but do it in a way that feels okay to you with where your current beliefs are. And as you prove to yourself that it's possible, then so too will your beliefs follow suit. They'll be rewired. And then the ego loses its death grip on you because, again, you've already started to rewire to new possibilities, saying, oh no, it is possible. And actually, people aren't going to turn on me, and I'm not going to get a bunch of hate comments, and I'm not going to lose all my friends, and I'm not going to have no dating prospects because what would they think of me, right? Like those are some of my examples, but you realize that it actually is safe, but you had to start in a way that stretches yourself, but doesn't fucking blow the casket wide open so that you run back screaming, right? So do something every day that scares you, create a scary life, but eventually it will become less scary because it will become a part of your identity. It really is about stepping into the version of you that has it all, that is able to do it. But sometimes if you're not able to bridge that gap and just become the version of yourself over there that already has all the thing, then you need to work your way up to it because it always has to feel genuine and authentic to you in what you believe. So if you can't just become it right away, that's totally understandable because you're still running old programs. So like I'm saying, just prove to yourself that you can get there eventually. Follow your fear, do something that scares you every day because the fear is the indicator of what is truly important to you and what you should be focusing on your life. That is where you need to go so that you can go slay the dragon and get the gold. Okay. Love you. Thank you for being here. Please leave a comment if you got to the end of the video and let me know what you thought. And I'll see you guys again with another video shortly. Bye.